Hello there guys, and welcome to the first episode of Old But Gold. We're going to be looking at Unreal Tournament. This came out in the end of 1999. It was developed by Epic Games and Digital Extremes, and it was then published on PC by GT Interactive. I actually don't know who it was published by on console. I just know GT Interactive published it on PC. You can actually get this on Steam for a reasonable price. I don't know what regional equivalents are, but I think in the UK it's about a £5, maybe a bit more, but well, what is there to say about Unreal Tournament? Well, pretty much comes it technically came quite a few, I think it was a few days before Quake 3. And Quake 3 Arena, that is, and it really sort of helped galvanize the way we see first-person shooters nowadays. You wouldn't have modern military shooters if it wasn't for these sort of games, and that is true. You just wouldn't. So, first of all, I'm going to turn my sound down because I have a feeling this may be a bit loud. I'll turn the music up a little bit. Oh god, wow, ambiguous sliders. Right, so we're gonna kick it off. But basically, it is what it says. You know, it is just a first-person shooter. It is the most basic form of first-person shooter. This is the time when, you know, companies are only just starting to use properly rendered 3D models to make shooters, and really experimenting with genres. I mean, there wasn't, I'm not really sure, you can't sort of, I'm not great on video game history, but I really don't think there's probably many first person shooters before this that were rendered with 3D models. I mean, that is, you've got no, I don't think there was. And the best thing about it is, not only did it start using, does it use 3D modeling, you can also get a really decent frame rate out of it, particularly on old PCs. I remember having a really old setup, and I could still get a pretty decent frame rate out of it, which wasn't too bad. The only problem really I have with the game nowadays is that the maximum resolution you can go up to is 1600 by 1050, I think. So, I mean, it does obviously support widescreen resolutions, but it doesn't go up to 1900 or anything like that, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, I know it's an old game and stuff, but even though it's still on Steam, and I do think if you are going to put the game on Steam, then you should at least make an attempt to support high resolutions. But what is there to say about Unreal Tournament itself? I mean, it is literally like a run and gun. You've got 9 or more weapons. They're set to 1 through to 9 on the keyboard. I don't know what it's like on console versions. I imagine there's just a thing you have to press the switch to go up and down. But every weapon has a sec when you fire. They all have fixed damage values. There's no different sort of body parts on the person except for the head. If you headshot people, I think it's 200% of the intended damage. So it's pretty, headshotting is a very feasible tactic to use, and in fact pretty much everyone uses it. There are a couple of game modes. They are unlockable throughout the game. There's you have to, if you want to unlock them in the, I'm not going to say campaign, sort of it's literally like a tournament. You do have to play quite a few matches of the game mode before it to unlock it. I don't remember all the game modes actually. It's been so long since I've actually played. This, I think, there's deathmatch, team deathmatch, domination, capture the flag, and I think last man standing. I don't know if they're all the tournament game modes. There's got to be another one that I'm missing. I think there's no challenges or anything like that. It's pretty much what you see is what you get. But if someone is looking to play this and wants a bit more than just shooting, there is some really heavily sort of heavy involvement with the modding community. I don't know how active it is anymore, but there is some absolutely crazy mods. I played on servers where there has been like RPG sort of elements. You sort of like pick a class, so to speak, and your weapons, and they change the sort of things of your weapons depending on what class you pick. It's pretty cool actually. Although I do sort of feel that the oldest is probably the favourite. And look at that, we've even got a barrel of radiation. Ow. Well, I'm not going to say personalities within the game. They're all like characters, but they don't really have any personality. They've all got the same sort of sounds, sort of basic. Like I don't know, I think they've probably got about 20 phrases each, and even then you have to use like V commands to actually get them all up. But there's one guy called Zan, who's like a robot sort of guy. He actually kicks. Well, I think it took me about 1.5 hours the first time I played through this when I was younger to actually beat him, because oh my god, he is so difficult to kill. Oh my god. Oh, she jumped down the hole. Well played. But yeah, I mean this is pretty much Unreal Tournament. It has paved the way for pretty much every first person shooter since, and this really stems back to the Unreal Engine that they used for the original Unreal. Like pretty much the first engine to really utilize the capabilities of sort of, you know, that generation of GPUs and stuff like that. I mean, you do have, I mean, put it this way, you've got games like Roller Coaster Tycoon and things like that, you know, 2.5D isometric games that are coming out later, like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 looks exactly the same as Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, and yet it came out in 2002. So really, Unreal Tournament and Quake 3 and things like that were well really ahead of its time. It wasn't until you got into about 2003, 2004 where you started to see like a lot of games coming out with 3D modeling and things like that. For example, Thief, which I will also be looking at in another episode. Thief. So yeah. But anyway, this is Unreal Tournament. You can get it on Steam for a modest price. It won't set you back a lot. I don't know if you can get it anywhere else. You'll have to check that out. I didn't really do my research. I just sort of wanted to play Unreal Tournament, so yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you for the next episode, where I will probably be doing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, because I actually have that copy. I don't have one, and I'm not going to pirate it because I'm not like that. So yeah, I will see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.